Hello everyone, and welcome to another Dice Saga hobby hangout. So I am actually graced, should I say, with the presence of my lovely wife, Kiki.
Hi everyone.
So by all means, obviously just let us know if the music's too low, too high, whether you can hear us both, because we're sharing one mic. So if you can just let us know, that would be great. And on top of that, Kiki, so weird calling you Kiki.
I know.
Kiki, what are you working on, or what will you be painting this evening?
I'm painting
Some lovely, what is it? Oh,
Sylvaneth.
Sylvaneth,
Yeah.
there you go. So you're going to be doing some basing for Sylvaneth, which is awesome. And I am going to be doing my Ideneth Soul Scryer. And on top of that, Agent Agash should be joining us shortly as well. So the Knight of Zen. Evening, sound good to me. Perfect. So again, just let us know if the voice is too quiet, too loud, that kind of thing. Again, just because we are sharing one mic and it's the wife's first time on the channel as well. So obviously just in the comments below, just say, hello. So yeah, Jo, there you go. Straight away, I knew I was going to call you by it.
It's fine.
Jo. So Kiki, so yeah, you're just going to be basing them all white, are you?
Basing it all white,
Cool.
and then I want to paint it pink.
Pink? Oh no.
I'm only joking.
And then on top of that as well, so with Agent Agash joining as well, I think it'd be the first time Agent Agash would be obviously talking with yourself. You do have quite a lot of input in terms of behind the scenes. So again, you've done some voiceovers, which is very cool. And you've also done...
But it's always a bit different on screen.
It is. It is very much so.
I'm not sure whether I'm very comfortable just yet.
Just yet? No, not just yet. So in terms of the voices, so you've done a Banshee scream. You've also done some sound effects, which is really cool. And obviously you've helped me paint some scenery. And you've also done the Skaven Endless Spells as well. The little rats.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite.
Yeah, no, I know you love those characters.
Yeah, love it.
So Arnold, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining. So Agent Agash again should be joining us shortly, which is very cool. Again, it is very last minute that he's managed to join, which is absolutely amazing. Great lad. So let's get cracking on. I think I'm gonna, so basically, I don't know, you can see this guy. So this is the Soul Scryer. A slight conversion, so I've basically just changed the heads a little bit and give him a hooded, basically a hood over the head, which is very cool. And I'm going to be looking to basically just try and also bring the colours a bit to life using all contrast as always.
Are you adding any more onto the cloak thing? Or...
Yeah. So basically at this moment in time, I've done the Talisar blue, and then I'll be moving on to the Ultramarines blue.
Oh, so all different shades?
Different shades, yeah, just to bring out the highlights and all that kind of stuff. Apologies as well if you can hear the dog outside, because it might be barking a little bit. Yeah, so I think, Kiki, once you've done the endless spells, that's what you've already done.
The Sylvaneth.
The Sylvaneth, thank you.
Yeah.
So once you've done that, I think then what we'll do, we can look to do some contrasting in terms of some apothecary white, but we can get to that stage.
You have to guide me when we get to that. So I'm going to start painting.
Yes, indeed. But no, thank you all for joining. If you have any questions to me or to Kiki, by all means, just put them in chat. That'll be awesome.
Please don't judge my painting.
Honestly, no judgment here. Judgment-free zone. We're just here to enjoy.
I can paint decent, just not really used to on the models as much. Like
you do
in terms of models.
You do paint models, but a different kind of model.
Yeah.
So for those who obviously don't know, so the wife, well, you can actually tell them yourself what it is you do for a living.
I'm a makeup artist, so I do paint faces, but just not models like these. Well, I do paint models, but just not like the non-talking models.
The non-talking models, love it.
Yeah.
I need to water this down. Actually, I've got too much on my brush. So
wait, is that too thick? No, that's not too thick. That's about right.
No, that's good because
Yeah.
you don't want
You don't want it
like,
too
layered,
watery
no.
that
You don't want
can
it too heavy either with the like laying on the
because
cake.
it's, yeah. Because this is like an undercoat, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So
Wait, what about the face? You
no,
coating
everything can be done.
Okay. That's cool.
So yeah, so for those who don't know, the wife has put up with my Windows. So the wife has put up with my kind of Warhammer hobby for 15 years. So I've eventually ground her into actually getting involved a little bit, which is obviously grand.
Actually, I got a chain on my ankle, but you just can't see it.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, when those start talking, get help.
I'll be screaming.
I'll be like, yeah.
No, I'll run out of the room, I think.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Wait, I feel like this is a little bit thin now.
Yeah, you can do multiple layers though.
All right.
It's just because you don't want to cover over too much of the detail. That's all.
Yeah, sure. I'll just keep it like that then. I think it's probably better.
Yeah, of course. And then you can always go over it again. So that's no problem. So yeah, so it's you can tell it's concentration time when neither of us talk.
I know, yeah.
But no, you've had a few games of Warhammer in the past as well.
Yeah.
The odd game anyway, which has always been fun.
I do really enjoy throwing the dice.
Yeah, you do.
That's actually my favorite bit.
You don't care.
Until I lose. Then I don't like it, right?
Yeah, but I purposely do like fluffy lists and stuff like that. So it's all just about the fun.
Yeah, true.
Because I think last game we had was a while ago. It was Age Sigmar, and it was what did I use? Nighthaunt, and you used Skaven.
Skaven, yeah. I really like this. I really like the Skaven.
I know you love the little voices they make, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's actually really good.
I do try.
Yeah.
Love it, Arnold. Love it. He said at him or on the table. So he's on about throwing the dice.
Bit of both, actually.
Bit of both, yeah. Only when it's deserved. Which I must say isn't that often. He says.
Save yourself.
Yeah, exactly. He says to himself, yeah.
Oh, he's funny. Yeah, this white base is actually very, very thick.
Oh no, the paint itself. I know.
It's just always thick like that.
No, it's just because I do need to go out and buy another pot.
It's almost remind me a little bit of nail polish.
Yeah?
Yeah. I could actually paint it on my nails and I think it would work.
Yeah. Well,
in a good way.
I did use the mixer though to try and at least get the blend going a bit.
Yeah. No, I mean, it still work.
So
in a way, when you're watering it down, I feel like it will last you for a long,
it lasts longer.
Yeah. How about the base under here? No.
You can do, yeah.
Wait, how are you even gonna get in?
Just you see around the edges there. Don't point with the blue brush to myself. So,
yeah, don't.
Yeah, exactly. So all those edges around there inside. So you just want to get to those, and the base itself. If you can't get to the base, it's fine. Just concentrate on the miniature. That's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, you've the endless spells though. Although I know for a fact you liked it, but I think one thing that he really dislikes was the what was it now? The Skaven Tide. Is it the one with basically all the rats on the board on the endless spell?
Oh yeah.
Which is just like you have to paint.
That one I find it really hard. It actually gave me a bit of a headache after doing that one. But I mean, the outcome was good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There we go. He's got some sound advice. So water down the paint a bit, and it says use Lamia, which is over here. Which You can do, but yes, use some water at the moment just for the base. But I appreciate it, Arnold.
Oh, cool.
So you can't really tell this at the moment. Let's keep on with the layers.
Wait, how many of those do you need to paint, or is that one of like a single
It's just
figure?
Yeah, single figure. Yeah, so it's just a special, a hero kind of
Yeah,
chap.
nice. Are the single figures like models are like more of like a key figures for each army, or not really?
Exactly that. Yeah. So in the past, where you've used Skaven, it's you've used Skaven where it's so you've got like a spellcaster, you've got a warrior.
The one with the little red on the shoulder.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I actually really like that one.
You do remember that one, yeah.
I like the little mouse.
Yes.
No, it's an actual rat.
I think one of your favorite miniatures as well is the Nurglings. You know, the little fat little creatures that they pile together.
Oh yeah.
You saw it in store.
I actually really love that. That's actually one of my favorites.
Spencer, hey, thank you for joining.
You know, like some bits, it got more of like a thicker paste. Do I just brush it with clean brush over it like this, just to take it down, or is that okay?
No, that's cool.
To paint over.
That's cool, yeah. Because because at the end of the day, what we want is pretty much all of it to be. You know, here we go. There he is. He's waving his arms. I'm not going to let him in. I'm not going to let him in.
Hello, how are we doing?
He-Man himself. He-Man
Oh,
himself.
I mean, do you want the £5 now or later? How are we doing? So how are we doing? So Christian, I've met you before, but I haven't met you before.
Oh,
is it Kiki, is it?
Hi, yeah, it's Kiki. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Has he dragged you into this painting then, has he?
We'll have to squeeze in a bit.
If you want, I can go this way. Then you can like extend the. I don't mind showing half my face like this, and then I could paint this half in between, and then we could guess what it was.
Oh, there you
go.
There you go.
It's a bit of a tech whiz, this one, isn't he?
Technology.
It worked.
Oh, mate, the reason. So I said I was going to be a little bit late anyway, but I would have been at 9. But the reason why I'm late is because I spent the last 20 minutes trying to figure out how Discord works, because
I saw
a couple of people just spamming stuff about cheese as they do, and then it's like trying to change it so people can go. The cat dragged in. Arnold has always been my least favorite person in the Arnold is a lovely person. If a cat dragged me in, you know, it's probably a line, so it could go into it. But what are we painting today then? And hi, chat. I hope everyone's well. I see Poet's there as well. Hi, Pert. Hope you're doing well. Very nice person.
Right. As a scum, yeah, of course. So, Mike, so basically, Kiki is painting up my Sylvaneth.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That is
I'm very much Idoneth Soul Scryer is what I'm doing.
Oh, nice. So nice bit of delegation.
Yes, exactly. And I'll tell you what, though, obviously a lot of people won't know this, but Kiki does quite a bit in terms of, she does a bit of painting behind the scenes. She's done my Skaven Endless Spells as well. And she also does some voiceover work, so like the
nice.
Scream.
Awesome.
And she's also done the some like sound effects as well, so it's pretty cool.
Wow! So every time I've been talking to you about it, I love that voice you did in this video, like especially the sound effects, and you've gone, "Yes, I'm fantastic."
I am the best.
Turns out, Kiki sometimes lets you do some of the YouTube stuff.
Pretty much, yeah.
Exactly.
we know who's boss, so it's all good.
That's good.
What about you? What are you working on this fine evening?
Well, I've realised I don't actually get any painting done, so I've decided to not do it. No, I'm joking. I am painting a Blissbarb Archer. No, I'm joking. I imagine. So I did one of these painting things with Christian before Kiki, and literally painted the same model for about 8 hours over 2 of these episodes, and I didn't even get it done. And it's like, and it's nicely painted, but it's not like it's 20 hours worth. It's just like, so I'll paint, and as you'll find out, I'll do some painting, and then I'll put it down, and then I'll talk for like the next 10 hours and knock the lamp over. But
that's the way to do it, though, right? If you're on screen, people want to hear you talking.
That's what they're here for. Not to look at my.
They're not here to see my pile of grey plastic go down. That's not. That's not
be a bobbing chicken or something.
And then, so today though, I'll be working on Crawl Boys. So I've done some work on my albino orc. The idea of it, so all my orcs are going to be green because I thought about making them all albino, and I was like, the problem with orcs though is they just look so good in green. So the idea behind the leader, so this is a killer boss. So the reason why he is white is because I was saying to a mate, I could make one of them white, and then it would be like in the Hobbit, Asgard the
Slaughterer.
Yeah, it's like I can make him, and then it'll be similar to that. And I was saying to my mate, it'll be too close to the line though, wouldn't it? And my mate would be like, yeah, it'd be pretty close. And I'm like, yeah, it's too good to turn down. I'm definitely doing this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint him up the same for the one that's riding the. I'll bring it a bit close. I'm terrible at this. Oh, I've got it right. My hand-eye coordination. It's not focusing. It's not focusing. But what I will say is, so when you buy the Dominion box set. I bought a couple. I put a picture online. I don't know if you saw it, Kiki. I think Christian did. So what I did is bought a couple of them, but you get this chap, and then you get him also on a big sort of hyena beastie.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
It's a different model, and it's not meant to be the same character, but I'm going to paint it up as the same. So it looks like one day on his story he bumped into a giant hyena. They became good friends. And then there's a bigger monster coming out in the future that I'm going to let him ride as well. So 3 different models, but it looks like it's the same model progressing. So that's the idea behind it. It will take me about 12 months to paint, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I had the exact same thoughts. The minute I saw that miniature, I was like, it's got to be pale. It's got to be.
Well, it's got a flag.
I wanted it.
So instead of giving him the shield, you can give him the flail, can't you, to make him really like it? But the flail's really bad in the game.
Is that one of the as well?
It looks like an absolute beast, doesn't it? That flail. Sorry, Joe. Kiki.
Oh no, I was just saying. Is that like one of the main figures like that, or is it?
Yeah.
Like
so it's a character. No.
Oh.
That guy's a character. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he's
main character.
Pretty cool. I mean, do you know what is? How good is this for names? So, Kiki, are you familiar with the Stormcast and the Crawl Boy names?
Stormcast,
yeah, a little bit. I don't know much, but sometimes Christians tell me a lot, and then
you actually do surprise me though so many times. It's like
true.
15 years, right? So it's been a long time, and 15 years of absorbing Warhammer Fantasy and now Age of Sigmar. You do know quite a bit in terms of like lore and other bits, but
not as bad as I thought I was.
I mean, I remember I spent ages trying to explain to people that I don't play the one with the Space Marines in it, but now if they recognize the name Space Marine, I'm like, yes, that is all over that. Yeah. It's not a computer game. It's not World of Warcraft, but it's in the. Do you watch Game of Thrones? Yeah, like that. That's generally how I break it down. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a little. I told you I've given up on painting already. So I have got some War Scroll cards here.
Ooh.
And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some direct comparisons of like not the War Scrolls themselves, but actually the names, and we're going to see which ones are easier to remember and which ones are quite descriptive of the model. We're going to start with the Stormcast. And we're going to have Yggdrasta. What do you think that looks like? And I had to pronounce it as my pasta to understand how to pronounce it.
Wait, could you say it again?
Yggdrasta. Would you like me to form it in a sentence?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
A Yggdrasta is a soul of pure goodness who wants to claim the realms in the name of order.
Huh.
Named all Stormcast in that one.
Sorry, dude. I'm gonna give Stormcast. Let me just get my Stormcast. Give you an idea.
Wait, so this is a name
This is like she's the queen. She is like the big won't swear. But yes, big person in this.
And then so it's like Stormcast.
Okay, cool.
So right, I'll tell you this one. She is Winged Angel Lady. I mean, that's pretty obvious with the name.
Which is kind of difficult for someone who's not really fully in the know. But
exactly. So I'll say another one. So then we have one. I've already mentioned it tonight, so we'll see if it gave it away. But there's one called a Killer Boss. What do you reckon he gets up to?
A killer boss.
Killed everyone?
Yes, exactly. See, that was a cruel boy. So it's actually, I find them easier to understand. We have another one called, we actually have two called a Killer Boss, so they ran out of ideas. But we have one called a Man Skewer Bolt Boy. So what do you reckon he does with a bolt that involves skewering a man?
He just like spiked through people.
Pretty much.
Yeah, another one. We've got another unit called a Gut Ripper. What do you reckon that involves?
Obviously, ripping guts.
Exactly. And then we have, going back to they're the cruel boys, going back to the Stormcast.
Yeah.
We have a trying to find the most vague. We have one called a Vindicator.
Do you know?
Oh yeah.
I have no idea.
Exactly. So the point has been proven that it's easier to play the orcs because number one, they don't all look the same, and number two, they just have more. I mean, there's another one called a swamp called a shaman. He calls the swamps. I mean, it's quite.
Wow.
Right. I mean, this is content. I could have made a video out of this. Right. So
unions. Hey, Cedar. Thanks for joining me.
Press the unicorns. That's giving away a bit of the lore there. I was going to do a video on it, but I'm just saying that Arnold has also asked me, going back in the chat, about the hyena type creature. It's more commonly compared to a naked mole rat. I was going a different route. It didn't work. I was trying to try something out, but I am going to paint it. How many colours are there in a rainbow?
No, you're asking me, dear Lord.
Oh my word.
The art, you should. I mean, you've got to be able to top
your game. We should know this.
No, the answer to the question though was not enough colours in the rainbow to describe how I'm going to paint that monster.
Okay.
I'm going to mix the contrast
all out with the colour, then, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to mix all the contrast paints up and then paint it and see what happens. Imagine it'd be magical.
Sounds exciting.
I'm excited about it. It's going to end up being the same color as him because then it's the same story. So that's the idea. But yeah, so that was that. And then yeah, we've got Cedar in the chat. So hello, Cedar. Hope you're doing well. Very nice chap. Painting Stormcast, I think. And then Arnold saying so black. No, he'll be painted as a albino, my friend.
It's such a great idea, and I would have done the exact same thing.
And it's literally
vampire.
No, it's like the.
You want to see a vampire? You're more than a vampire.
Yeah, go on.
So many vampires, but he is literally the color I am when I come back from holiday. That's how. That's what my tanning goes. Literally, like you come back and people say to me, "I can see less veins on you," and I'm like, "Well, that's an improvement." Mainly because of all the burns. Awful. Yep. I haven't been able to wear anything but a vest for about a week now because I spent like 10 minutes
in the shadows. That's what you need to do.
Awful. Here we are. Right, we're trying.
I was going to say Azog and the killer boss that Mikey was doing there was Azog from The Hobbit. He has a big white orc.
Oh yeah,
the big one.
Pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I think so as well. And like I mean, that's what I'm going to say to people when I put it on the table. I go, "This is pretty cool, isn't it?" And then they go, "Oh yeah, it's all right." And I go, "What do you mean all right? It's it's amazing." So it'll be quite exciting. I'm also I've bought some water effects, so there's going to be like water on the base and everything because it's in a swamp.
That's cool. I like
that. Never used water effects before properly though, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Idoneth and I don't use it. So.
No, actually, I got a question.
It's invisible, though, isn't it?
Got a question for you guys. So, do you prefer Lord of the Ring or The Hobbit?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I know you.
Oh, really?
I don't know about you, Kiki, but Christian, depending on how you answer that question, what's going to change our relationship?
It is Lord of the Rings.
Christian's got Lord of the Ring at heart, aren't you? You just like, yeah.
I am Lord of the Rings all the way. But
so I'll be honest, I like The Hobbit. It's not that I don't like it.
Film.
Yeah. No, I feel like I love Lord of the Rings, but I prefer The Hobbit, and I think it's because it's slightly more
less serious, a bit more of an adventure film.
I just love the Shire, and I love I just want to be a Hobbit, basically. So I love it.
I mean, I've tried, and the doctor said, like, you're just like, it's humanly impossible for you to eat this amount of food in a day. And I said, yes, you're right. I'm trying to go for the Hobbit thing. I mean, is it like, if I cut a leg off, does that help? I mean, the problem is, though, with the Hobbit. So I really like the Hobbit, and there's some people, the same people who dislike my videos, I suspect. Some people say, oh, The Hobbit was the worst thing to ever happen since World War II. There's people like that. I know. I didn't just make that up now, but I know that sort of thing gets said. But what I think is I really like The Hobbit, and the criticism I have of it is I like the sort of I thought it was nice, sort of like more sort of like family humor on it and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's
but I was just going to say, just going to interrupt you on your own show. I was just going to say that the one criticism I have is that I feel like they used CGI where they might have been able to use no CGI. Like, so there might be a mountain which they thought, let's make it twice the size, and there's probably already a nice looking mountain lying around.
Yeah. No, I do agree with that.
No,
they did use a lot of CGI. The first film was my favorite out of all the Hobbits. I just really like the take on it.
I was going to say, Trelly, who's actually Fax Painter from Discord. So, hey, thanks for joining.
Hello, Trelly.
You're not going to be a big fan of that one. But
Hobbit films sucked.
Yeah, I've never liked the Hobbit films. Honestly, since World War II, couldn't think of anything with that.
But then again, Fax Painter has actually said that those were harsh comments. So,
howdy. A great combination of words.
Each to their own. Each to their own.
I mean, anyway, I'll be honest, I like them, but even if I didn't think they were that great, I'm like, it's Lord of the Rings content that we hadn't had for about 8 years after Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I'm just like the Amazon TV show. I'm just like, please, Amazon, you've got so much money, don't ruin it.
I know. I'm so looking forward to
Wait, when is that coming out?
I think they said about 5 years ago. They announced it ages ago, and then they said about they announced it ages ago, said it was going to come at some point, and then they said about 6 months ago or a year ago, they said, and now we're selecting the casting and the crew, and it's like, you told us you were making this about 4 years ago. How is it taking you this long? And this was before COVID.
But I think they've finished casting now. And because I follow them on Twitter, so and it's based in the second age.
When are they filming then? Soon?
Hopefully soon, yeah.
I didn't hear back from them though, Christian. So I don't think they have finished casting.
Have they?
So yeah.
Because I didn't hear the first bit. It just dawned on me. I was like, what? What?
It started off as I said, I'd be the hero, and it ended up me just saying like, I'll be an orc, and then at the end it was like, I'll be an orc climbing out of mud, and still. They must have my old address. I moved 6 years ago, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Wait, I feel like I shouldn't have started this conversation about Hobbit.
No, again, it's just good. It's good.
It's getting ripped apart.
But at the same time, we've established between us three, the chat can have their say, of course. Between us three, we've established they are good, but Lord of the Rings was better. However, Kiki would disagree with that. She loves The Hobbit. Fair game. And then on top of that, it's a fun adventure film. So just enjoy it. Is my piece.
I mean, I'll be honest.
Say that you're sitting too close to me.
So I've got Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray HD thing.
The extended edition with all how they actually behind the scenes. They actually built all the armor. Oh, the cast! Oh, I've watched it so many times.
Wait, Lord of the Rings, which film though? Which one is your favorite?
Well, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
They're all equally important to me. But no, if I had to pick one of my children, I mean one of those films, I would probably go for. Part of me likes The Fellowship because it's like the first one, and I was actually I don't want to make anyone feel bad, but I was actually too young to watch it in cinema. So
he's a baby. He's a
I was
baby.
then.
Wait.
And I was also like,
I was
why is
13.
it called the Lord? You know, the Lords of the Rings. There's only one ring, and then obviously my lore knowledge was very bad then. Anyway, so I like the first one. The Balrog was awesome.
Yes.
I really like the third one because there's like a battle on it that goes on for like 20 hours. But probably like an all-rounder, I think Two Towers is really good. Like,
yeah, that's your favorite as well.
I'd say it's definitely up there, yeah, because again, there's so many different aspects of each film that I love.
Yeah.
So The Hobbit was too many films. Like, but scraped over too much bread.
Well, I had a friend who went to see it at a similar sort of time as me, and he said he was getting like 3 hours into it, however long the first one is, and he was like, they haven't even came to the dragon yet, and then he didn't realize until the end that they're splitting into 3 films.
3 films. I know. I get that.
Yeah, but great stuff.
Yeah, see what you did there. Pardon me, drinking Diet Coke doesn't help.
Shouldn't have Diet Coke. Why? This is why.
I'll be all right. Naturally, it says, I feel old now. I'm assuming, Agent Nagash, that was after your comment of being too young to watch it.
So I recently did something. I say I recently did. I can't remember what it was, but I did something that, like, you know, when it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm not too old to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it and have a good time. I did that, and someone younger than me said, "Yeah, good for you, mate." And I was like, "All right."
To be fair, I have not watched Lord of the Rings properly until I was like.
So you met me.
Yeah, in my late teens, or when I was 20 or something like that.
I mean, some countries would deal with that harsher than others. Like in America, I think like you're not allowed out until you do watch it. But that's. I mean, I'm glad Christian showed you in Dubai.
So we're a bit slow tonight over here in the northwest. So what day is it?
I think it's a Wednesday, isn't it? I was actually saying a joke to be ironic and try to say the wrong day, and I got the right one. So that's
Well, I was going to say I was actually 13 when the films came out, and I remember going to watch Lord of the Rings. Probably about the first one, The Fellowship. I watched that probably about. It was obviously 20 years ago, so I watched that. It's about
cinema ticket was £3.
6 times. I watched it at the movies because it was the very first fantasy thing. I was because I played Warhammer before they came out, and then
it was such
the minute
a big
I saw
deal,
fantasy,
though.
Massive. The minute I saw this, I was like, I'm sold.
Because the other thing as well is there hadn't really been any huge money put into like a fantasy trilogy.
No.
That was
all low budget, wasn't it?
Fantasy thing, isn't it?
So yeah, whilst we've been doing a bit of chatting, which is always good, I think the cloak's pretty much done. See the
I like the
discoloured, See that? You know what I mean?
That's really good.
See that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
Let me I'll pass it through the screen. Can you get it?
Yeah, pass that here. I'll tell you what though. Do you know how much of the orcs painted?
What was that?
Do you know how much of the orcs was painted?
Well, I'm going to say you've not even got them out the box to assemble them yet.
I haven't even found my paint yet. That's where I am. I'm trying to find. So I'm doing white skin, but I'm letting myself off the easy way. I'm trying to find the white contrast paint, and I definitely have it somewhere.
This is it. So Trelly watched it 5 times at the cinema. Trelly, was that The Fellowship you watched 5 times? Because I remember watched The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship's obviously the first one. Watched that probably about 6 times, roughly, I think. And then after that, the other films I watched like 4 times, and then 4 times again. It was just awesome. I loved it.
I can honestly say that when I got The Return of the King on DVD, it wouldn't have been video, it would have been DVD, wouldn't it? When I got that, I literally watched it 8 times in the week it came out, and I felt bad because I hadn't watched it enough. But that's not just me saying that. Like, I generally was like, I've waited 6 months for this DVD, and I haven't watched it enough. And it's just like
that's dedication.
So good. I watch it every year as well, all 3 films.
It's gonna be
I did watch it with you.
You do? Yes.
I do watch
I actually got your cousin involved, and now she loves it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So there you go.
I think she actually prefer Lord of the Rings to The Hobbit.
Although she does love Thranduil.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Thranduil, the she-elf.
No, that's the Legolas's father. So the king.
Oh, similar. Similar. He was the. What's the shield called?
The shield.
It's got an Andrew in it. It's got like an amble in it somewhere.
We'll go with that, yeah. If anyone in chat knows, let us know. But yeah, something like that.
What is it?
I was massively hungover from my work Xmas do. Nearly hurled when they did all the swinging shots through Saruman's hands. So I'm assuming you were obviously they come out during Christmas, don't they? So around December. Mm. So I'm assuming when you did watch it, Cedar, you were kind of drunk, I guess, and then yeah, I can imagine.
I thought you meant now. I was like, it's not even anywhere near Christmas, no matter where you are.
Some sort of different time zone.
Time travel.
That's it. Pronounce it, Christian. Pronounce it.
Turiel.
Might. We'll decide that was right.
Well, both of us are dyslexic, so it's all good. We'll make it work.
I've had to do Kiki. I had to do loads of live videos lately because there's been so much news for our Warhammer, and
oh wow,
yeah, like loads, and they're great for views. So that's the reason.
Tariel, got it.
There's the paragraphs to read and all that sort of text, and they're all made up names that none of us have seen before. And it's awful. It's awful trying to read all that. So that's why I try and find people to join me.
Have a guess who that is. You know him.
What?
Obviously, maybe not the name there, but you do know him.
What, Matt?
No.
I was going to say Matt. That was my guess.
I don't know. You put me on the spot. Now I'm just like...
You see him in Games Workshop now and again.
Bill. Ben.
Not quite.
Keith. Dave.
Pete, yeah. There you go.
That's the third one. If it's the third one, it still counts.
Yeah, exactly.
Keith, wow.
Yeah, he has an alias, and he doesn't like to be known.
and then you just asked me to say his name on screen.
No, I was joking.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
Hey, Pete.
Right. So,
I'm painting.
So, Mikey, have you started painting yet?
I have cracked open the pot. I have found the paint. I didn't know when it's been stationary for a long time.
One step closer. That's one step closer.
Honestly, this is further than I've ever achieved when I've done a video. It's like, so I do like hobby hangouts on my channel. And it's like, let's fight the grey. Let's everyone crack on, try and get a pile of shame, or where we've collected loads of Warhammer and we haven't built or painted it yet. Let's try and get it done. And then I honestly think I do a service to the community because I think a lot of them get their stuff done. I'm just there like painting the same gem and a model for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
There's one model like that Shalaxi Hellbane I was painting. It's big demon with over 220 gems on it that I decided to paint in 4 colours. Awful.
So good that model.
And then they raised her points in the game, which means I can't use her.
No.
I was going to say, right, because I've actually only had one game of the new version of AoS.
Do you want to know how many games I've had?
Go on.
2.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you may have had a few more than that, but
no. I just haven't. I'm trying to find the time.
Yeah, I was going to say you've been going to gym a lot, though, haven't you? So I've been seeing those videos. Doing really good.
I'm glad you noticed. But yeah, so there hasn't been those time. But
I was going to say with because I know.
Is it too watery? Sorry. That's
probably
that's a little bit watery.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit more. No. So it's because my cousin, he was bodybuilding and a load of other stuff. So I can understand and know how much effort and time goes into it. So seeing the videos, it looks really impressive.
Well, thank you very much. I have got an OnlyFans, so there is. No, I'm joking. I'm trying. I did a joke in the Discord.
I was searching for you, but I couldn't find you. So.
I did a joke in the Discord where I tried to set one up, and I was denied twice within a 24-hour period. So unfortunately, that's never going to happen. But there is a certain tier on Patreon. But what I will say is, so I've been doing that. But also, I think when I was doing all those news videos, I was doing like a video a day for like 3 weeks or something, and I just got a bit burnt out really with it all. And when I was doing those videos, because I was doing them every day, I didn't have time to play games and stuff. So I had people asking me questions. what should I do in this situation with the new rules? And I'll be honest, mate, you've probably, how many games you've had? 3. You've got more experience than I have. But I mean, I think I've been sorting out like work stuff and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's
That's fair. That's fair.
I do, so like I've been like gym, life, that sort of thing, then videos, and then any chance to try and play a game is like the last priority at the moment. But to be honest, I'm trying to I'm going forward, like not channel specific, but myself, like more narrative games.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Because I just like so the first thing I read in the core rulebook, which is the brand new rulebook that's came out for Age of Sigmar, was Path to Glory.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say
I was going to pitch a video idea to you, but it's not going to work. It'd be great, but it's not going to work.
Why is that?
Because it's the restrictions of YouTube. But if you know any game developers, but what we could do, but the idea was, so you do your narrative crafted battle reports. And as it's on your channel, I don't need to tell people to go over to watch it because they should.
Yeah.
But so
those who are new, go over and watch it.
yeah, go watch my stuff. Loads of content, honestly, too much. Please watch it. Please like and subscribe, or I'll die. But what I will say is, I was thinking about taking your stuff to the next level. But it's impossible. It's not able to be done. So I'd just like to lay that in quite firmly at the start of this conversation, that we know that by the end of it, it's all pointless. But I thought what we could do is, as a team, is, when obviously you let the dice.
Oh, indeed.
Kiki, finish off their quote. What's their header? Dice Sagas. Let the dice
tell the story.
There we go. It was great, wasn't it? I don't know why Christian breathed in your face for a second. That's a bit weird, Christian.
Oh no, I was just asking if you had bad breath. It's all right.
So what we do is we let the dice tell the story. That would go away, but we let the player have impactful decisions that will impact the game. And what we do is we talk about deployment. So let's say some Stormcast are investigating a village that's gone a bit quiet because the Cruel Boys have been attacking and they don't really know what's going on. The Cruel Boys have set up an ambush. And what you do is you have a picture of the board and you say to the audience, where would you deploy your crossbows? And then, depending on where they deploy them, is obviously going to massively affect how the battle happens. And then they click a timestamp that skips to if that's where you deployed them from. And then it's almost like one of those interactive stories that you tell. It reminded me of, like, I don't know if you ever read these, but when I was a kid, you had like these adventure books where you'd read them and then it would be like
skip the page, whatever. Yeah,
like skip the page, whatever, if like you want to befriend the dragon or something like that. And I thought, I read, and I just think like some sort of concept with that with timestamps, and I don't think it would work, but
it sounds
it sounds cool, but it wouldn't work.
It sounds good to me. It sounds a little bit like Dungeon and Dragon in a way.
Yeah, it's in a way where
it's expendable, so I can get the money. But what I'd say, I think like how it would have to work is that like instead of like clicking to this timestamp on the video, you would have to click to a separate video, but then there'd be far too many videos.
It would be,
people wouldn't click them, but it's just a cool concept, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of actually people, because we're like going to be doing like events and other bits. I mean, there's that massive animosity thing going on at the moment. We're going to be doing our own events as well, so there's going to be a whole raft of things where people can get involved.
Though.
Well, this is exactly that. So in terms of the event, what we've got is 2 players in our community who's basically, they've been giving each other a bit of a chat in Discord, which is always fun.
Is this the Beastman and the Lumineth player, is it?
This is the Cities of Sigmar and Beasts of Chaos player.
Pretty close.
Pretty close, not bad. These guys are pretty much at each other's throat, which is always good. And then, so we decided to create an event.
It's just fuel and fire every time.
Yeah, of course, it's the best way. And then, so these guys are going to be, in terms of the actual map, the pocket realm that we got, they're going to be battling each other. And then the other members in the community, like myself, Matt, and everyone else, we can then choose who we're going to side with. So whether it's going to be the Beast of Chaos guys, the Sigmar guys, and then obviously judging on how many battles I've won, Matt's won, the community's won, and who they've set their allegiance to, we'll then conquer areas of the map, and the map itself will fundamentally change. So it's that kind of cool stuff that what we're going to do, and it's going to be
cool.
so it's going to be like that kind of thing, and then people submit their like character name or their army name, their faction name or whatever, and it'll be like name dropped in the actual summary battle report, if you like, which is going to be pretty cool.
But yeah, that's something to be pretty excited about, isn't it? I mean, I've also the Path to Glory I want to do. I also want to do it on my channel as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be some narrative battle reports. Don't worry, I won't come after you, Christian. It'll be shaky camera and me going, now this guy's going to move 5 inches, and someone go, it's actually 4 inches, and that's how you won the game. They're the sort of battle reports I'm aiming for, but it'll be narrative, so I can say that the rules don't matter. That's the idea of it. I got a bit carried away though the other day. I was looking at, do you know a website? Is it called Etsy?
Etsy, yeah.
You get like loads of 3D printed stuff.
Yeah.
So I was looking for that for like 3D printed terrain and stuff for this, and I was looking at it, I go, oh, if I get that and that, and I was like, I'm looking at it like that would be amazing, and you're like, it's £500, and it's like, yeah, that'll give me like 4 6x4 foot tables worth of different terrain to create different environments and places. And I didn't buy it, obviously, but it's like that would be poor if I had, a job that paid that sort of money. Poor, I'd be if YouTube paid me what it makes on the videos, making all the money.
No, exactly that.
To be fair though, that website, I know this is not really about
no, it's all good.
Etsy, the website. You can actually make any kind of like t-shirts or anything on there, isn't it? It's crazy.
And all that,
yeah.
Really, yeah. Oh, I've got. Sorry, I should have said this word. I shouldn't have said this because it's Kiki was explaining a point, and I've got an awful habit of interrupting people. I'm really sorry. Like Christian should. No, Christian should. I always do. And the thing is, I don't always interrupt people to talk about myself. That's the important thing.
Yeah, he's got to talk about himself, and he needs to get it off his He-Man-like chest.
However, I have so again, this is not about me. Right, it was just a point because we were talking about this. So I've created my own T-shirt. It has my name on it.
That is pretty cool.
Oh, that's
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, the back is cool.
It's cool, but the problem is when I wear it. So also this, I just like in case anyone's wondering, this is extra large. So when I'm wearing it, what I have to do is I wear it like this because I bought it for the channel. So like I have my logo on, but when I'm talking, you can't see the logo because it's too far down. But the T-shirt cost me. I mean, it wasn't from Etsy, so it might not be as good of a price. But I out of all the ones I saw and stuff, like a custom T-shirt with something on the front and the back for like £13, which isn't bad. I looked at Vista. They wanted like £13.
I'll do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
that sounds really good.
Yeah. So I've got a vest, and the logo's like down here.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but.
Yeah.
That
was a bit of a shameless self-advertising, but it's all good. You know, you're more than welcome to do it.
Go like my stuff. If anyone would be interested in a Sigmar content that's focused around death action and everything else, no, you don't have to go like my stuff. All I ask, if you dislike it, tell me why.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
I'm here at Wargaming. Love you.
Poet loves your stuff.
Poet is me and Poet did a video. That's my latest video on. Okay, this sounds like I'm trying to get people to go to my channel.
God's sake,
But me and Poet.
What was that?
Me and Poet. To be fair, the latest video I did was with him, and it's the first time he's ever done a YouTube video, and it was talking about Dwarven lore and Age of Sigmar. It was fantastic. So that's a shout out to Poet, not me. I presume the link to my channel is in the description.
It will be. Okay.
I'll shut up now and paint an orc.
Let the Merc tell the story. Yes.
I get invited on here just to make sure there's no dead. Let the Birch tell the story. Yeah, that's right. Cedar gets it.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Isn't it lovely?
Nice to meet you, everyone.
Well, most of them.
I've done 3.
Awesome. Cracking on there, dude.
Wait, this is really weird how it's like really white in here, but then when you go up, it's almost like it oxidizes and it's gone grey.
No, it's all good. It's a bollocks. It's all good. Don't swear. I tell you, drop things.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. Or...
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. So you were selflessly, doing your Merc advertising.
I'm being quiet.
Sorry. Was he saying something?
No.
I have to have a pack of Strepsils with me all the time. I am being not for reasons people might summarise, but it comes in handy.
Honestly, Mikey. Honestly, you're a great guy. We've talked to each other for quite a while now, actually, haven't we?
We talked about
some time. It's almost a year, right, since we've known each other. In terms of since I started the channel, near enough, we started talking.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've heard a lot about you from Christian.
Not good things.
Can I?
He was
I don't want to interrupt this. We can resume this conversation because it's amazing and it's great and it's talking good things about me. But I just dropped this on me and.
Oh no!
I painted my floor more than my model this season, and me.
No.
Oh, that's a. Well, good thing I didn't have a t-shirt on.
No, you don't want to destroy that. Dear Lord.
Anyway, so sorry. I mean, Jesus, that's a good £3 worth on my leg right now. However, we're talking about why I'm really good. I didn't want that conversation to stop.
If it is on your carpet, you might want to spray something.
It went like on a. So I've learned the mistake of doing a bit. I've been in this trade for a while now, so I have lots of rugs.
It's done it many times.
So it's gone on a rug, so it's okay. And I realised the tissue I'm using with my foot to dry it is now broken through, and it's all on my foot. But the content this is creating is great. No, sorry. So we're talking about how like
no, it's great that you're doing some Merc stuff though. That's that's really cool. I love the back of that T-shirt though as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, the back is so cool.
Not like the front isn't.
No, the front is really cool too, but the back was like
it's
really wow.
It's
I quite like it.
Yeah, like Walking Dead kind of style.
Yeah, I really like it.
I'm happy with it. And what I will say is, so I think when I first started talking to you, Christian, was back in the was that the Total War days?
Total War days, yeah.
And it's like, like before you do a video of anyone, you're sort of like, you're not really too sure what they're like. You think should be good for views. If it's not, I won't be coming back on again. But it's I was going to talk to Christian. And it's like, he's from the north. Yes, and that's the first opinion that I had. But what I will say is that Christian came on my channel. We played a video game, and he beat me several times to the point where you're saying like, I think my roster's a bit better though, isn't it? Like my army's generally just a bit stronger, right? You don't have to make it sound better. And it's like I sometimes, so I didn't know this, Kiki, when I agreed to do a campaign with Christian, but he then went to tell me that he does competitions in this game.
Right.
Later, he tells me that.
But having said that, in terms of like the list, roster, and all that kind of stuff, I did not go over the board with that kind of stuff. I was very.
He hacked the game. He was playing my army at one point. It was awful. Yeah, they all to commit suicide. But what I will say is that also I recognise Dice Sagas, and I've already told Christian about it. I don't know, remembers. But I already recognise them because I painted my ghosts for Age of Sigmar, and I thought, I'm really happy with this. And I saw someone under the name Dice Saga post some ghosts. This was years ago, and they were nicer than mine. I was not happy. And turns out that was Matt. So it's good to finally meet people. But no, like, so we've been talking, I think, since lockdown, really, hasn't it? It's like lockdown has brought a lot of people closer together, which is really quite nice. Like, Discord has been great. It's been great for it, and you meet so many amazing people. Obviously, like yourself tonight, Kiki. Obviously,
you too.
Oh, thank you. I would have prompted it if it wasn't said back. But no, I think like as bad as lockdown has been for so social wise, I think a lot of people in our community have tried to make the most of it.
It's so nice, isn't it? You can just, even if you can't see everyone, it's quite nice to read what people put on the chat and then speaking to yourself. And it's
sure.
It's very entertaining, actually.
I mean, I've had so many armies that I've managed to paint. On top of that, Tom, obviously speaking with yourself, obviously the chat, Discord, everything's been set up. We've got so obviously all socials, everything. Without this, it would have taken us a lot longer to get this project off the ground.
Yeah. I'd also like to say a highlight of apart from obviously meeting you guys, of course, a highlight of my lockdown was going on 2 Plus Tough's channel. It was amazing. Great guy. Well, I'm going to meet him one day and give him a hug. It's going to sound really weird, and it's intended like that. But
I've only been on 2 Plus Tough's channel twice, and that was first time was what you guys playing? What's it called now? That Age of Sigmar, the
Underworlds.
Underworlds. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, Underworlds. Yeah, so I was playing that. Nobody wanted to join, so I was like, you know what? I've downloaded this. Never played it. Never even done the tutorial. Live. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll play it. So obviously joined, got my ass kicked. And then, but I didn't care. It was all fun. And then we started chatting more, and then we ended up then playing the Total War Warhammer as well. So then we started a bit of a campaign thing going on. So yeah, he's really top guy, and he's done a few voiceovers for us in the past as well, which is very cool.
I was going to say, isn't he the guy who's done voiceovers?
Yeah, so
has Mikey done some voiceovers?
He has, yeah. And
I was like, okay, you're already interrupted, but
no, he's done the ogres in the past as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I was going to say, like, and also what I've heard, the word on the street is that there's never been such a charismatic ogre or dwarf, like just voice and I mean, not my words, but the words of the street.
So basically, he's been these guys. So that's obviously Kharadron Overlords.
Oh yeah,
and then he's also
those ones.
Indeed, yes, those ones. And then he's also been an ogre.
Right, that's cool.
So, but no,
yeah, it's quite like and then I sent all the lines off to you, and then you're like, "Oh, can you do this one?" And I was like, "What? You're saying that's not good enough?" And then you're like, "No, you just generally missed one of the 5 lines." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
There we go. We got a bit of it. Oh,
is it working now? Is it? You're okay on my end?
No, I think.
What happened?
Can you not hear me?
No, I can. Yeah,
we can all hear you.
Oh, someone wanted to buy your T-shirt.
50 quid. 70 euros for you, Arnold. No.
Yeah, no, there's a bit of a lag on my side in terms of clicking on the chat. So now all these that are coming on the chat.
Army is the best. No,
these a while ago.
I did a video today because I got the T-shirts today. Well, I say the T-shirt and the vest, and I said I got it for the YouTube. But if anyone would be interested in that, so maybe I can arrange a merch thing. But I've never done merch stuff because I feel like it. Even that I may seem quite very modest, like Kiki. I'm not arrogant at all. But even I am lacking the arrogance to think that I could do a merch drop or anything. But maybe something like that, or maybe like a giveaway or something. Like if people wanted one.
They do.
Yeah.
It's a cool T-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think it would sell. I mean, I pitched it to Nike and they said no for some reason, but we'll see. I'm wearing that vest in the gym. But
there you go. Arnold saying want to sell me that T-shirt. So I'm just catching up with chat because there's been a bit of a lag on my side. So
that's all right.
But yeah, so Chaos is the best army. I'm assuming is that something that you're familiar with? Because I would have, although okay, I'll tell you very quickly. I'm thinking of getting a Slaanesh. I know Age Sigmar. They've been here and Lord of Brothers. I get it.
As a friend, I'm just going to say, if you said anything about getting something with the word Slaanesh in it, the answer is no.
No, I know, I get it, and there's a lot of
I'm not going to make any content on them.
a lot of chit chat around that, should I say? But I wanted an army whereby I can play in 40k and Age of Sigmar because I'm getting into 40k in the future, so I wanted something where I can play in both systems. I know in 40k they're decent, and in Age of Sigmar they're not. But
you already collect Stormcast, don't you?
Well, I've unpainted Stormcast army. It's more mats.
Yeah, they're the
same. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at doing anyway. It's just getting the Slaanesh is my favorite out of the 4 Chaos Gods as well, or 5 if you include Horned Rat. So yeah, so that's about it really. So it's the reason why I'm looking at getting into Slaanesh. I know they're not going to play the best, but I'm not entering any tournaments. So for me, all good. I'll give them a go. See what they're like.
There's a chap in my
No, that's it. Go on.
There's a chap in my Discord called Ben, who's a lovely person, and he will fight to the ends of the earth to try and win a game of Sinesh, and he's very good. He is the best Sinesh player I know, and apart from myself, the only Sinesh player I know. But he is very good, and he also plays Beast of Chaos. So he is your man for one of the reasons he loves playing those armies is because when you beat someone, it
feels brilliant. Damn good.
Yeah, it's bloody amazing.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, go on, yeah.
I was just gonna say, it's you're quite new to this Kiki, but if a goat man beats a lizard man, amazing.
Basically, man, exactly that.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. If a goat man beats a lizard man riding another lizard man, even better.
Okay.
It's great.
FYI. Yeah.
If no, I won't describe the Sinesh in basic terms, but
in all honesty, Slaanesh, I know there's a lot of chit chat. I know there's a lot of discussions. For me, the models look great. That's important. Second of all, there's a purpose as well to playing both systems. Third of all, it's my favorite god out of 4, 5 if you include Honbrat. So also with contrast as well, it's going to be a contrast dream, I can imagine, in terms of painting these.
Which one you on about at the minute?
So it's just a Chaos Army. I'm thinking of getting, which I'll show you now.
You want some Demonettes?
Do you want some?
Just try and sell you all my solutions.
No, if they're free, yeah, sure. If I'm paying for it, depends on what I'm paying for it.
I don't deal with that currency, unfortunately.
They look scary.
Like the demons. So.
Oh.
They look cool.
No, good. Have you seen what the Fiend looks like?
What do you mean?
The Fiend is an interesting character.
The Fiend?
The Fiend.
You have to show me a picture.
Yeah, I'll get it. So he unites Slaanesh.
Games Workshop made a statement when they chose to not alter the model too much when they remade it.
Oh, it's really cool. Oh, I like that
one. Sigvald. Looks pretty cool, right?
He's good. Have you seen his trousers?
Oh, his thing here isn't he's got no artifacts. I'll keep it a surprise. I'm just going to show now. So.
It's great.
Basically, he's got no his backside showing.
Maybe that's why my favorite one.
Yeah.
And there's a little cartoon saying, "Oh, why do you guys follow him into battle?" And it's just like, "Oh, but when the wind blows."
That's a good one.
Well, look really cool, right?
Yeah. So he's also a demon because he looks a bit.
He looks like we all thought he was one when they just showed us a picture, but it turns out he's not for some reason. I think, but he looks like he should be one. A very pretty demon.
Yeah, exactly. He looks a little bit more angelic than a demon. Yeah, he looked really scary. I don't know whether I like that one.
Which one's that?
So it's that
one. I don't know the name.
So it's the Selesky, whether the vengeful thing, and you're the one with the demon sat on top of the guy.
And the bold guy.
Yeah, the bold guy.
Yeah, I know the one.
He looks a bit scary.
Oh yeah, so they're the Slaanesh. So yeah, so that's the idea behind that. So
that's cool.
Multiple reasons why I'd give it a go, bit of fun, and if I was to ever go to a tournament, then I would not take them if I wanted to try and get as far as possible, unless they got really good with them. But I do have a bunch of other armies which
why is that
I'm
though?
better
Why
with.
wouldn't you take it to
a tournament? No, it's just
are they hard to play?
The rules apparently aren't that great.
Basically, they first came out about 2 years ago, and when they came out, Games Workshop, people do the Warhammer, they didn't realize what game they had written, so they made these guys very, very powerful. Let's say every army has a special toy that makes it a bit unique. They gave this one army all the toys. So very, very strong, too powerful, not fun to play against. You could never beat it. So then this new book where Games Workshop has gone, oh, we made them far too powerful last time. This time it's like, let's make them worse than anyone else, so no one can say they're too powerful. So it's like they're paying for their sins of their ancestors.
Right.
Because because when they first came out, they were too strong, and now to counter that, they've made them a bit weaker.
Oh,
so it's
they sort of become rubbish in a way.
Yeah,
I see.
That's what the general consensus.
So if you guys have to go to like a tournament, like which army would you take though?
From experience,
you're going to say Deepkin, are you? Okay.
Well, I'm honest.
Like an ear on his eye. So I would probably take something to do with death, because all my armies are sort of like vampires and stuff, or I have something called Slaves to Darkness, which are like chaos. So and our Painted Knights Dinesh as well. So I'd probably take them because they're very pretty, and I spent a long time on them, and I will take them, and maybe not do so well, but it'll be worth it every time I hear my opponent say that my army looks very pretty. So that's probably that's how vain I am. So that's probably what I would do. But yeah, and also I'm quite a fan of, because I've been to these tournaments before. I'm quite a fan of I never go to try and win, and that's not like something I say like, oh, when you lose. Well, I never tried to win this, but I never go to try and win. But I just, let's say there's 5 games. If I can win 3 out of the 5 games, that's great, because you won most of your games, and it's like a nice feeling. But I tend to bring armies that I like in the terms of this army has got 20 models in it, where someone else's army may have over 100 models in it. And that's because I know I'm going to enjoy over the weekend only moving 20 models across the board, then over 100 models across the board. And it's like where each one of those models might do, say, 1 damage in the game, my big monster is going to do 20 damage. So it's just fun. So I kind of dictated a bit like that.
Sounds good.
I think for simplicity, for me, I'd probably, because I've got Sylvaneth, which I enjoy. I've got Character and Overlords, which I enjoy. But for simplicity, because it'll be my first tournament as well, I'll probably just take Ogre Mortribe. Just
what about the Skavens?
Again, it's just simplicity. I'd take.
You don't want to move that many rats, do you?
Yeah. Is Skavens hard to play?
Well, it's just
fun.
They're fun, and because I'm no expert with them because I don't use them all the time. Where ogres, you pretty much, if you good at the game or you know the game well, ogres are pretty much like, especially now with like ogre gluttons, you just stand on objective, so many wounds, or you can just, it's basically run. You're hungry, run, eat, basically kill. And
ogres are very much how you think they would be. Like, they like to run up and punch things in their face with a fist. And that's quite fun. And then like your opponent could go, oh, I've got all these little sneaky tactics I'm going to do throughout the game, and you're just like, I'm going to hit you in the face. So it's quite enjoyable. And the rats, the Skaven, are really fun because they've got like loads of unique little war machines, and they'll have a rattling gun, which is basically a Gatling gun, because it's rats, it's called a rattling gun. And you'll do things like, this is what the gun does. You can make it be twice as good, and it does twice the damage, but you roll a dice, and on a 1 you die. And you always take the risk, because it's a load of fun. And you will take enough of these, so like you'll do really well in about 3 games. Then you have 1 game where everything just blows up.
Oh no!
So it's quite fun though. Like, it's funny for you and your opponent, because where your opponent might go, well, that looks a bit too strong, and then like, but just wait 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes you've killed half your army. It's a fun thing. Like, there's a big thematic. Do you know what a doom wheel is? So basically, a big hamster ball with rats, and it's got lasers on it, and it moves. You roll 4d6, so 4 normal dice, and that's how far it can move. So basically, you can't really judge. You can't.
So that's not good, right?
No, it's not good.
Not good. But one time, I had it move in 1 turn. I think it was ridiculous. It moved something like 50 inches. Because what the trick is when I played them is you take 4 of the hamster wheels, because then one of them will do something right. If you take 4, you've got the law of averages. I think one of them blew itself up.
It's those Agent Gash loaded dice he's got. That's what it is.
Come on.
Roll high. Oh, What a coincidence! I got exactly what I needed.
I'll be honest. My dice rolling is not too good. A very sad face. No, but like I'll play against my opponent who's like around here, who's naturally a lucky person, and then against me, it's like so. To see who gets the turn, you do a roll of a dice, and whoever wins this roll off gets to go first. There was one period where he won like 23 of those in a row.
No, thank you.
So I lost 23 of those roll offs in a row, and it was ridiculous.
Oh my!
And there was one time where he rolled a dice right, and he rolled a 4, and then I rolled a 1, and he said to me, "You can roll an extra dice to see if you can beat me." And I rolled a 2, and I got a 3 with my dice, and he got a 4. And I was like, "Yeah."
It's just the way it's
Oh no!
The dice gods can be cruel.
Actually, so what I do now is I don't take it too seriously. I'm like, because sometimes you put so much effort and so much thought into like, I've got this one plan left. It hasn't gone well for me so far, but if I just get this one thing, I might stand a chance. And then like this whole plan has taken 2 hours to work. And then it all comes down to this dice roll. And it's like a roll anything but a 1. And you roll 1 and you just go.
In a way, though, don't you think the game's like a bit of luck?
No, it is.
Oh, it is.
I mean,
It's just luck.
You have a strategy. You have plans. You have ideas and everything of how it's going to work. And this is why people choose specific. Well, this is why people choose specific things in a list. So then it's more powerful, better units, more chances.
Because you can't really control the dice.
You never. No.
But obviously, you need to have some sort of strategy, some sort of plan.
And obviously,
but at the same time, you could be rubbish at doing any plan, and then dice when you dice is all on
dice. Yeah, I quite like that, to be fair, though, because in most cases you never feel like you can't win. Like it's always like, if that happens, and if that happens, I might stand a chance.
Yeah,
which is quite nice, I think.
Hey, Dave, welcome to the chat. You made it.
Hello, I hope you're doing well, Dave.
Wait, I finished the 4. Yeah.
Have you painted 4 models?
Yeah.
God, I feel awful.
Come on, exactly this, right? So Kiki's now painted 4 models, and Nagash, the Lord of Death himself. How many have you painted?
Including the floor, 1. That was generally a brand new bottle as well. Really annoying.
Love it.
It's fun though, isn't it?
Painting the floor. Love it.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's good. Well, it's not my floor. That's the important thing. But
or the rug, at least, anyway.
Shall I paint
the rug?
One?
It definitely hasn't seeped through the rug.
You can actually just go over these again. You're with the so basically the layers. You got a nice thin layer, and then all you need to do now is if you just apply another.
I'm just worried that it's going to look too.
No, that's fine because I'll be going over it. It's just a case of just do like thin layers and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm starting again.
Well, no, you've done a very good job at the thin coats, and now it's applying another thin coat. As everyone in chat and Mikey everyone knows.
It's lying. Yeah, thick coat and put it all over it. No, it's Christian saying the truth. So
just
you have to do like loads of thin coats, and that's why some people quit this hobby. But so I painted some white. Some of my Slaves of Darkness have got white armor, so like big evil warriors in white armor. And to get the white to look really nice, I had to do like thin coats about 9 times.
Oh my word!
They look really good, and it's a reason why I don't do white in terms of the actual armor itself. I'd love to do white Stormcast as well, but yeah, no, not for me.
Wait, is it because you can see the?
You want it to look smooth, yeah, exactly. You want it to make
you can see like the brush strokes as well. And, so like I've got a shelf with those white ones on it, and there's about up to 40 models on there, and some of them bigger than others, but they're not like big monsters or anything. And on that shelf is about 300 hours of painting.
Wow.
And it was one word to describe it. It was awful. Like if I could go back and not do that and save myself the stress and the mental health, I would do. But it's done now. Like you said, most things in life. Well, I wish. Sorry.
So no, I was going to say. So Dave, he says plan is 20%, dice gods 80%, and I agree.
And the great thing about your dice that if you lose the game and you didn't come up with a plan, you can go, "Whoa, the dice lost me the game."
Exactly that. Yeah.
You can't blame stuff.
I was going to say, so Dave is actually, he's been doing quite a bit of hobby, and he does quite a lot of hobby whilst on conference calls, which is always good. Good lad. So, but he's just getting over self-isolation period, which is always fun. Well, at least you're healthy and get recovering.
Is
and
that
all good stuff?
Is that like you were in contact with
I think it might be
someone?
close contacts, but regardless, it's always good to, hopefully anyway, recovering if you are, or if you did have it. Yeah, no, Dave, I've seen your Stormcast, and he's got 4,000 points worth of Stormcast, which is a lot. Yeah, exactly. Of white Stormcast. And I'm like, it's a lot of work, and it's one of the reasons again why I've just avoided it.
You know, like when you paint a white color, I don't know about you guys, but you can paint it with a brush and then use like a sponge and then mat it over so that there's no streak, or it won't work.
So that's where the thin layer is going, so you don't leave that many streaks.
Yeah.
So if you just keep doing that, but if you want to do the sponge,
it'll make it.
I've never used a sponge.
I'll be honest. I've never used this. So I don't know how it works, but I love like you're trying to be inventive and trying to think of like a way to get around all the pain.
Artist, that's why.
Well, it could work. And then I love it how Christian's first response is, no, basically you just have to do what I said, which was the really horrible thing. All Warhammer painters have came to accept.
Accept it.
No other option.
Get on with it.
There's no room for creativity here.
I was going to say, I've seen people use sponge for like battle damage and other bits where they just like dabbed it and other stuff, which is pretty cool. There we go. Kiki's going to do some testing today, which is going to
be like, I'll be honest, like, I'll be happy for you, Kiki, but I'll also be really upset. Because that's how
why are you upset?
No, if this works.
Because I've obviously done it the hard way.
I'll come up with my own channel if this works, and I'll be like, this is how you paint white color.
That's it.
You should.
Based on that.
So these are like the little makeup sponges. It's small enough.
It's all a bit closer to the camera.
Wait.
It's like a big ear defender, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you need to try it on I don't know, on something.
On Christian.
On
Christian's face now.
Yeah.
It's funny, you won't notice the difference.
Yeah, you won't. I mean, like, you think there's a light shining on my skin? No, it's generally just that.
So Dave tested positive, so he is recovering from it. But tested negative the next day, Nurgle did not take me.
Glad to hear, Dave.
False positive.
False positive, yeah.
But at least you're all good.
So
Sigmar's blessing indeed. So we'll come back to Kiki once she's tried the sponge.
Kiki, you're not going to do here's one I did earlier.
Exactly.
The other one.
Yeah.
Heart attack. It was heart attack. I think it was heart attack.
Heart attack, yeah, I think it was.
That was a good show.
Peter as well and stuff like that, where they did. Yeah. So Pete's going to try out the sponge as well. So there you go. You're giving Pete a good idea.
You know what? I'm telling you, right? The sponge
is it working?
Layered it so much quicker. Look. And then you can just smooth it out.
It's actually not looking too bad, though.
Look.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad. That's it. I'm going to have to try it on a bigger canvas as well, just to see if it's decent.
But I don't know if Mikey can see. So this is me doing, just show Mikey that these are like 3 layers. So basically the weapon, there you go, I'll cover that. So basically the rest of it was kind of multiple layers, and then we just done the white sponge and the weapon. On the And there you go. And the weapon looks pretty damn good with just one attempt. Layer. Yeah. My silence is a sign of strength towards how well that turned out. It's looking good so far. Try it out with the rest. See if it's... do a video for Christian. Yeah, exactly. For him, how to paint white. Honestly, it'll do well. Yeah, I mean, I'll just be walking around with loads of people with lovely white painted armies that took half the time I would, and I was walking around singing in my head going, actually, I can't sing a song in it because it'll get claimed. Yeah. Well, this is the one thing about this though is that obviously Kiki's going to try and do the rest of the model, but we'll see because again, there's a load of like nitty. It would be easier if it's like a flat surface. A tank, white scars for Space Marines.
There's a Space Marine. They're all white, so like that could work.
At the same time, though, this is picking up quite nice colours in
Look.
terms of so much. That's good. I like it. Found a new technique. Great.
Put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll see it.
Yeah, and then you can compare with these, and you see like
Oh yes.
And plus, with the sponge, you can actually water it down. Like you can soak the sponge first a little bit, and it goes on smoother.
There you go.
Rather than dry.
You heard it here, folks.
Go to Agent Cash. just put a link. If you look at the Pachow moment in this he's a good guy.
But then
that's very inventive, Kiki. Well done. That's
like it.
Thank you.
How long have you been paying for? How long have you been painting white for?
You've been using makeup for a while, haven't you, Dave?
Oh, what in terms
models,
of makeup?
but miniatures.
Painting makeup is a long time,
but then is that where you got the technique?
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to be careful though. All I'm going to say, next thing we know is Games Workshop's going to say, right, the brand new Citadel sponge range, all your colours.
True.
Yeah.
You guys should make a joint sponge range and then sell it to people.
Yeah, exactly. Have another bite of Stormcast on the hobby roundup tomorrow. Oh, sweet. Congrats, Dave, on that. I think I actually said that in Discord as well. That's your 5th time he's appeared on.
Maybe you should mention this officially on your channel that I've started the idea of sponge so that Game Workshop cannot steal it. It's illegal.
It's illegal. Straight away.
Unfortunately, I don't try and be negative with Games Workshop. It's just very easy to. They really like money.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Really. I mean, to be fair, any company that can sell something made out of plastic and charge how much money for it, I mean, good on them. To be fair, like if they can afford to do it, then like the only thing I find hard to agree with is then when they already are, for how much they charge for this and how much it costs them, but then they raise the price of it even more, and it's like that seems a bit greedy. But
here
we are.
Yeah. The Night of Zen. There you go, Chris. Let the wife tell the story.
Exactly. Thank you.
Love it.
Exactly. I think it's a good idea.
After today, the name will be changed. Matt will be kicked out. Sorry, Matt. I'm only joking.
Well, it could be like a three-sided dice, couldn't it? I don't know how that works.
Exactly that. Bit of D&D going. So thanks for the live. See you soon on YouTube. Good night. Thank you for stopping by.
See you later, Chimera. Hope you're doing well.
Good night.
Have a good rest of your evening.
Oh, dear me.
I am enjoying painting an orc though, because it's kind of like I haven't really done this yet on the orc, but if I make a mistake, he's an orc though, who lives in a swamp, isn't he? Like
exactly.
That's why he has a bit of brown muck on his green cloth. Like
That's why when I'm painting Miscaven, they're using contrast, of course. They basically, honestly, it did not matter if things like smudged a little bit. So because the amount of browns on there is crazy.
But I really enjoyed my Flesh Eater Court army, where it's like how it turns out at the end. You look at each model and go, oh, his face is a bit mucky. Just bluff the block off. Hungry.
There you go.
Did you do the Flesh Eater Courts in the end? Is that a thing? Or?
Yeah, so I've got the army, but I've not unboxed it at all yet.
You're going to use them in a battle report?
I was thinking of doing it as a giveaway, to be honest.
And
what,
also
give away the army?
Sponge.
The box. It's only the starter set.
Oh, right, okay, got you.
Yeah.
We'll soon be at 1,000.
Huh?
I was saying that you'll soon be at 1,000, so that could be.
It's
a prime number. It's a prime number. For a
Spread
giveaway.
the word, people.
Exactly. You can give it to, or you could donate it to another channel for a giveaway. That sounds cool.
No, that's all good.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd ask.
Just one layer.
That looks so good.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good. Just one layer.
It's good. Like, I'll be honest, it's quite hard to. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that is good. It's quite hard to see though on the camera.
Yeah.
You put it on the Instagram, and
Yeah.
yeah. and then it can be like perfect. It'd be themed,
And
and
also
it can have
with the
filters.
sponge, I think, like
It's
sometimes
great
when
for
the paint,
highlighting.
when the paint is quite thick, I feel like you need to water it down. But with the sponge, you don't really need to do that each time. You just soak the sponge in the water, so it's already absorbed it throughout. And when you get the paint, which is thick, you put it straight on there. It doesn't go on the full amount. It just got a sheer amount.
You've worked some magic tonight, dear.
Yeah.
Right. Is this your first show on here, and you've already outdone both of us?
What can I say?
Now, next time I come on, I'll be like out of ideas.
That'll be it.
Be like, maybe you can put blush on the model.
Blush it.
You could do. Someone wanted to do Sinesh.
Do that. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Good point. So you set from Tamiya, I think that is. So that looks like a makeup set for weathering, and has a sponge makeup brush applicator. Applicator. So it may not.
Cool.
Well, either way, I think. So we're saying here that this idea may already exist, which wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think it's widely known.
Has it been copyrighted?
It probably is, because when I was in makeup school, when we did a lot of like special effects, I feel like which is more similar to painting the models than like pretty makeup kind of thing.
Yeah.
We use a lot of sponge for texturing, like layers and
there you go.
that kind of thing. So I think
it makes sense then, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's quite nice.
Some of that special effects things that you've done in the past, so
yeah,
it's been really good.
I think Dave's also hinted at something down below.
Yeah, it's just taking a little while to load.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Hobby Hangout, StreamYard, should I say, is taking its time at the moment. Oh no! Oh right, okay. So in fact, it's not that starter set; it's the one with the Regent. You know, the broken rounds.
Regent, 20 ghouls, 3 Taurus crypt flares, I believe. Yeah.
What?
I know, it's a good starter set. It's good. It's quite hard to get hold of an Arch Regent, so without buying one separately for a fairly large price.
But yeah, Dave, I don't think you need another vampire. And you got like 3 zombie dragons.
Not enough, Dave.
3 zombie dragons.
I've got a lot of zombie dragons. It's something that's always been quite close to my heart, because when there was ever like a kids program with dragons on it, a cartoon, but that's amazing. And it's like, Mikey, which one do you like? They'll be saying like, someone will be like, I relate to the fire dragon, I relate to the earth one, I like the water dragon. Like, Mikey, which one do you like? I like the dead one. And then it really just went from there. Have you seen, would you like to see my big zombie dragon, Kiki?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right, let's get out. So it's important for you to know that I don't spend too much money on this hobby.
Why?
My big zombie dragon.
Oh my word, that is so cool.
So thank you. So the model I am painting is here.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see the size of comparison.
What?
Now, unfortunately, Games Workshop have made it so I'm not allowed to play with this thing in the game anymore, even though I haven't played with it yet and it only came out about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Wait, why did they do that?
In a store. It's just because they want to capitalize on all their miniatures and make sure it's just their miniatures you use.
No, this is their miniature.
That is the miniature.
What Forge World though?
Forge World. Oh no, like the reason why you can't use it is basically in games you're not allowed to. I said everything has a points cost. Remember, I said every model is like got a points cost. Is that?
Oh, did you get that?
So I'm actually painting here. So what's going on?
I was saying the reason why I can't use this thing is because every model in the game has a points cost.
Yeah, and assuming this thing doesn't. Well, what's the size of the base? Is it bigger than
it's got all that's fine. But basically, how it works is every model's got a point cost, Kiki. So that means that if I say I'm going to bring 2,000 points of models, and then Christian says he's going to bring 2,000 points of models, it means we can play like a fairly balanced game.
Right.
So, like for example, the thing Christian's painting, I don't know, 70 points. This guy 120, and then it means we can add up our own, so we can play a fairly balanced game.
Okay.
And most games are played at 2,000 points.
Right.
This chap is 1,100 points. And
Oh.
if a model's points is more than half your army, so half the total points are about, so 2,000, which 1,100 is more than half of, obviously.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to play with it. Which is sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite sad because it's really cool.
And it's never been used. I painted up over lockdown, built and painted it, and it took a very long time, and not allowed to use it.
Maybe you should do a petition.
I'm going to send this to Boris. I mean, to be honest, in the order of his priorities at the moment, it probably would be near the top. So I'm going to do that, I reckon.
Going to do like an open play game, just have a bit of fun, narrative style.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could probably play a game of Warcry on it. It's already big enough. But
use it as a monster.
Thing is,
it's actually heavy. It looks really heavy.
Yeah. It weighs 3 kilos.
Wow.
And it, do you want to know how much? Do you want to guess how much it cost? How much?
Oh, I don't know because it's quite expensive. Wait, does it come with everything on it?
So the dragon, yes, but you get a rider who I didn't like, so I got rid of him and I made my own rider out of buying other models, and then I bought models for the base, and I bought stuff for the base as well. So, but just the price of the dragon.
Oh, the price of the dragon.
It is Forge World, right?
Yeah.
Oh, don't know. 300.
Oh, you're close. You're close.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, how much is it?
3. So it's in the 300 mark.
Oh, so it's around 300 mark. That is expensive, but it's worth it though because you love it, right?
Exactly.
But you just said you have to do the petition because you want to play with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I would like. I mean, like if when I was about to buy it, if the guy said, "Oh, but by the time you actually get it built and painted, you won't be able to play with it," I'll be like, that might impact.
Yeah.
But so it was 375.
Oh. Wow.
But it was British pounds, which have gone down in value. So, there's that to bear in mind. But with everything I customized on it, it's about the 500 mark. But it's very big and cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. It'll decorate your room or the shelf that you have very nicely. I can imagine.
Oh, yeah, like every time I bring a date around, the first thing I go is, "What do you think of that? Tell me now." No, I don't do that. But as you can see from my room, I like to show what I do. All the pictures and stuff. But no, it is a cool model, and I will use it at some point. It is
very cool.
And the reason I said it, so it's not a zombie dragon, but I painted it up as if it was dead and stuff. And the big guy riding it is like a vampire, but it's about the size of a building. So it's quite
it's a beast,
epic, basically.
So Dave's saying never enough zombie dragons, which it's awesome.
Until you're watching Game of Thrones, you go, "What? He's got one now? That's awesome."
So best value starter sets, I think you can pretty much make everything with it. I'm assuming we're talking about the Archregent starter set where you get the do you get, I can't remember, you in the Terrorgeist in the other starter set, the original.
Yeah.
You get the Crypt Ghouls in there as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember. So pretty much is
the collecting box, you could, if you wanted to, you could turn it into a Vampire Lord riding a zombie dragons that's sold by Grave Lords, 3 Bargeists, and then 10 interesting looking zombies.
Yeah.
And then
interesting looking zombies.
I was going to say, why do you like the new zombies? Pardon?
Don't you like the new zombies?
Oh, no, I do like, no, but I'm saying, like, if you bought the Flesh Eater Court box, you could get away by saying,
right.
If you really wanted to. Yeah. But yeah, I like the new zombies. I'm a big fan of all. There's not one fit. Oh, there is. But I like most of the Soulblight stuff. The only thing I don't like is the lady vampire who's like on an oval base.
Which one? The one that's got the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. How come you don't like that? You're not a big fan of it?
I don't hate it, but it's just like it just looks a bit. It looks a bit weird, but I really like the Mother of Nightmares. So, you know, people can judge my opinion how much they like. I really like the model that split the community. So, but everyone agrees dials look amazing. Like, they look incredible.
So Dave's saying it needs to be an apocalypse style rules for AoS. Then you can use your dragon.
That does. Dave's got a point. Petition should be done. It sounds silly, like a petition on that, and obviously would never happen. It's jokingly, but there's actually a petition going around to try and get the football sign on. You know, like when you drive along in the car and you see like a sign in the UK for like a museum or a zoo. It's like a brown sign with like an elephant on it to represent. So there's one for football stadiums, which is like a football picture. And apparently, if the picture used on the sign, the football on the sign, if that was actually turned into a football, the measurements of the football are inaccurate and it wouldn't kick properly. So there is a petition going around to change the picture of the football on the signs in the UK.
Wow.
Which just sounds like... Do you have any idea how much that would cost?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the actual point of it as well.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Nice not to hear much about football now. That's nice.
Well, to be honest, because I won't go into it, but yeah, I've pretty much watched every game going near enough. So,
What, the football?
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't disappointed, were you?
Huh? Oh, no, not at all. No, I loved that we lost in the final. You know,
I'll be honest. So obviously that was annoying, but what annoyed me is that we had such a good start, and then the next 150 minutes waste of time. If I knew we weren't going to win at the start, I wouldn't have watched the game. And the thing that annoyed me is the penalties as well. It's like, so we were winning at the start of the game, and then when it got to penalties, it's like, oh, we're winning at the start of the penalties. We have to fail 2, and then they have to get all their ones, and that happened. And then I had a bunch of people who from different countries and stuff jokingly saying to me, "Go, oh, England's lost this one and stuff." It's like, why are people treating England as if they're the ones who should have, they were the destined to win it and the underdogs won? Italy's won this multiple times.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but it's done now, and apparently it's coming home from Qatar, so that's good.
Yeah, so we've always got
that's the latest tattoo people have got tattooed on them.
Yeah.
So you converted the ghouls into zombies using spare parts from the old zombie set. That's pretty cool.
Dave is on it. Dave knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Should get him on the
show. So basically, so she loves, and Dave loves the Mother of Nightmares too.
Yeah, the Mother of Nightmares is awesome. Yeah, and yes, yeah. Got to be careful what you say on these YouTube devices, but very, very nice Mother of Nightmares. Very nice. And the Blood Knights. Again, just and the thing is, I haven't bought any of it because I'm not buying any models until I get everything done. I bought 2 Dominion box sets. I mean, I don't know where I'm getting any high ground on this. Yeah. I don't know why I just didn't buy 5 Blood Knights, 5 boxes of Blood Knights, but here we are.
That's looking good.
I've put paint on the paintbrush now. I put paint on the paintbrush now, so we're getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Well, I would say though, because Sylvaneth got a lot of little
all the
pointy twigs and stuff.
Probably, quite hard.
It literally have stabbed my sponge to death.
Yeah, plenty of holes.
They would have done that out of spite as well.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to a because severe dyslexic, I don't really read, but I listen to audiobooks, and I've got one, and it's set in Age of Sigmar, and it's got and it's like a human traveling around the realm of life where there's loads of Sylvaneth, and he goes to this very isolated village, and the book's called Dark Harvest, in case anyone knows of it.
Dark Harvest.
It's really, really good, and he goes to this isolated village to look for his an old friend of his, basically,
right?
And in this part of the realm of life, the humans have a deal with the Sylvaneth, which is the Sylvaneth leave the humans alone as long as they don't stray from the paths that leave this village.
Right.
And there's you think the Sylvaneth are really happy and get along with the humans, but there's the Sylvaneth try and there's things that they try and tempt children going into the woods.
Yeah.
and then like people have to sacrifice their children to them to try and appease them because they want the life force of the children to try and allow their new trees to grow. Like it's really, really dark, and there's this one chap who's walking back to the village on this path, and then some of the Sylvaneth spirits are more evil than others, and there's one like a very malign one that tries to chasing this person, so he has to abandon the path. He's on the bridge where the path is, and he has to jump off, and the river takes him to like an abandoned windmill where like he enters his windmill, and it's really creepy Sylvaneth and stuff. And then there's like little Sylvaneth that try and like drown him in like the mud and the like this swamp and stuff. It's really like creepy laughing. It's like really puts sort of like flips your perspective, because it's like those Sylvaneth, they really care about nature. Like they want things to be natural, and they want
to grow awesome and everything. Yeah.
But what you got to think is we're like not humans are not very good at trying to have nature do well, and but even when it's the things like you're like let's say here you're playing football with your mates, you kick your football off into the start of a forest that's owned by the National Trust.
Yeah.
And when you go to pick up your football, a tree comes alive, binds you with roots, makes you never be able to die, and then you just become one with the forest and slowly die horrendously. That's kind of how it works there. So they look really good, but it's very dark, like very, very dark.
Yeah, it actually sounds really dark. I'm probably going to have a dream about it now.
But it's good to see the other side of Sylvaneth. That's the thing as well, because people always think Sylvaneth, flipping, tree power and all that stuff. Well, there is a very dark
side. No Disney, is it?
Yeah. Because when you were telling me the story, I was painting and like I was looking at her hand and the face, and it actually freaked me out.
Oh yeah. It's and like some of them as well. Like all the twigs and branches they've got. Some of them like there might be like a skull on it. And you go, well, that's a bit weird on the happy tree. But yeah, that's the reason how I got there.
Yeah, it's very freaky actually.
It's but that's what I really like. We're like Lord of the Rings, and again, like I don't want to insult the lore because obviously that was really, really good, and it was like one of the most original things, and everything else. But like the Ents in it are generally good. The trees in it, they're generally good.
Yeah.
The ones here are like I got to a bit in the story where there's a very malign, very evil spirit. The trees are like possessed by spirits, and that's how they move and talk and stuff. There's a very evil tree, basically. That where most of the Sylvaneth hates humans because they, cut down trees and stuff. This Sylvaneth loves humans, and then you get told that the one that loves the humans, that is far worse than hating them. And it's like, what does that even mean? Like, it's like really, really horrible. Like it's really free. It's part of like they called it the horror series. So it's like it's not like all the storybooks are like that, but it's nice to have.
I've never checked that out. I've heard of it, but I will watch.
Really, like it's good, and the main human character is a fallen priest of Sigmar. So not that he's devoted to chaos, but he just realised that actually the gods just play pawns with everyone. Like
that's really cool.
They're not worth dying for, which is quite cool. And you can imagine he walks around with like a witch hunter outfit on and stuff.
That's very cool. Right, Dave. Well, thank you for obviously joining the chat and joining the stream. Take care.
Thanks, Dave. Good luck with all your zombie dragon madness.
Yes, Cedar's listened or read The Dark Harvest as well. It's one of Josh Reynolds, he thinks.
Yeah, I think
really enjoyed it too. It's a good recommendation. I'll go listen to it.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Like it's like I'll be honest. I listen to them like to fall asleep. That's how I listen to audiobooks. And it might be get to a point where I don't listen to this one to fall asleep anymore. but it's really good. Like and it's they just make them sound like it takes the trees, like you think one of the most loving things in fantasy, and it turns on its head. Where it's like, but what you got to remember is that the trees and the like what they're taking the you know, the life force of children and stuff. I want to be careful what words I say here on YouTube, but like the life force of children, all that sort of thing. By taking that to let, you know, young trees grow, it sounds horrible, right?
Yeah.
Those trees are seen as the good guys, so it's like, yeah, they do that, but at least they're not as bad as the other guys. But it's like they're like one of the closest allies humans have, let's say. And that's the kind of horrific things they do. So it's like nothing is good in this game. Nothing is good and nothing is bad. Everything is great, which I think is fantastic. Like, it's really unique.
Yeah.
Smudges will not be hard on this miniature. Smudge.
I think if it is flat surfaces,
it works.
It works better. I mean, it still works. It's actually much easier than the brush, for me anyway.
I honestly think like it sounds great for like 40k, so like all the vehicles, like flat panels and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds really good.
Very easy too. I think it looks good.
No, for sure. I like it.
Yeah.
So my miniature is coming along. I've done some of the silvers, done the blues there. And yeah, it needs to go over some of the smudges now.
That's cool.
But I think...
Do you want the sponge?
A sponge, yeah.
The miniature's too small, probably.
I think what we're going to do is call it there, if that's good with you, Joe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Didn't ask me.
Huh? No, you got to ask the wife first, otherwise, you know.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, so thank you very much, Mikey, for obviously coming. Obviously, it's quite short notice, but thank you very much for coming. Yeah, thank you all in chat as well for stopping by. Obviously, do all the kind of good stuff. You know, subscribe, like, obviously, comment that you love the video, love the content.
100%. What this guy says.
Exactly that. And then obviously for those who are watching later as well, thank you for watching after the stream. So yeah, take care all, have a good night, and also check out Agent Agash too. I'll put all the link and all that jazz in the description later, because it was a very last minute thing, but I appreciate you coming on.
Do it before you go to bed. I'm joking, but, right, well, thank you very much for having me. As always, it's been great. Very nice to meet you tonight, Kiki.
Lovely to meet you too.
That's good. Nice to meet everyone in the chat as well. Everyone stay safe, as always. Make sure you like this video. I mean, at the end of the day, if you enjoy a video, why not like it? It really is. Doesn't matter how many times I say this. It really is as simple as that. Like the video, share it with your friends, join the Dice Saga Discord as well. Make sure you join in there. Some awesome stuff happening there. I'm a member. I post stuff in there every so often. So make sure you join that. Everyone's having a good time. And yeah, well, I just hope you managed to get a fair amount of hobby done, and certainly more hobby than I did. So thank you very much for having me, and I'll let you do your outro.
No, that's it. It's all good. So yeah, thank you all. Take care, and let the dice tell the story. As
Thanks,
always.
Everyone.
Bye all.
Bye.